Moving on to our final segment of the day. There's a lot of games coming up in the next, starting this weekend into next week. We'll start, of course, what a beautiful time to start talking college basketball when that date is March 1st. Huge one on Saturday, huge lineup, pretty much from start to finish. Auburn, number 1 team in the country. They're going on the road to face number 17 Kentucky. Texas Tech, they're number 10 in the country. They will head to Lawrence to face you would have to imagine, very frustrated Kansas Jayhawks. Alabama and Tennessee. Bama is number 6, Tennessee number 9. Cincinnati will head to Houston. As we mentioned, Houston number 4 in the country. Missouri number 14 in the country. They're heading to Vanderbilt. Keep an eye on Vanderbilt. If they sneak in, they've got some scalps this year. Anyways, that's going to be a great opportunity for Vanderbilt to pad their resume. Number 12, Texas A&M. They've been on a bit of a downturn. Not looking good considering they're having to go to Gainesville to face number 3, Florida on Saturday. Arizona, number 22 in the country. They're heading to Ames to face the Iowa State. So Cyclones, Raider Jim mentioned the Oregon State Beavers. Really good season they're putting together. You got a real big opportunity. Who knows? Maybe St. Mary's is resting on their laurels. Excuse me. I doubt it with Randy Bennett at the helm, but you never know. And Oregon State will head to Moraga to face the St. Mary's Gaels. And yes, number 23 is what I have them down here. Sunday, because guess what? Sundays are open now with football being gone. Go Birds. Wisconsin, number 11. They're heading to East Lansing to face number 8, Michigan State. Illinois, still licking their wounds. They'll head to Ann Arbor to face number 15, Michigan. Monday, number 2, Duke welcomes Wake Forest. Kansas, another opportunity for them to kind of build up their own resume. They're heading to Houston, number 4 in the country. Tuesday, we have Texas at number 24, Mississippi State. That's right. Mississippi State is ranked, folks. They're actually a pretty good team. They did get demolished the other night, but still, pretty good team. And then number 1, Auburn. What a tough run of things for our friends out there in Aggie land. Texas A&M, yikes. Number 1, Auburn heading to College Station to face number 12, Texas A&M. Goodness gracious, talk about a week. And then number 25, BYU. Another tough week for Iowa State as they'll welcome in the Cougars at BYU. Iowa State, of course, number 9. And then finally, Wednesday, lots. But number 16, Maryland, they'll face number 15, Michigan. Florida at Alabama. That's 3 versus 6. Missouri goes on the road to face Oklahoma. Big opportunity for Oklahoma to maybe get a big win. Marquette, number 21 in the country. They're going to face that curmudgeon, Danny Hurley. UConn trying to figure something out. And then number 5, Tennessee heads to Oxford to face Mississippi. Mississippi, another team that's kind of out there trying to build up a resume. Not ranked, but having a very good year. Plenty there, Raider Jim. Which one of those are you looking forward to, or any that I missed?
Well, I'm liking that game on Wednesday, the one you just talked about, Marquette at UConn, going into UConn's house. And I'm telling you, it's more important for UConn than people might realize, not just for conference tournament seeding, but overall, because again, Coach Hurley already went public last week and said, quite honestly, I think a lot of my guys have given up already. You don't need to plant that seed in their developing heads, but he did. So that's the way it is. Florida, I think that number 3, number 6 game is going to be fantastic. The 16-15 game, Maryland and Michigan, that's going to be good. And, one thing that came to mind as I'm looking at Auburn, I'm looking at Texas Tech, I'm looking at A&M. Isn't it interesting? We talk about Gonzaga, and they're kind of like in a must-win situation now. They can't trip over their own shoelaces anymore. Isn't it interesting, after so many years of riding in the top 3, we don't see Baylor?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a tough one. And I mean, it's not like, well, they just had a little bit of a hiccup there. No, there isn't even a hiccup with these guys because their overall record is 16-12.
Ugh.
I mean, that is just unheard of. Transfer portal, recruiting, I don't know. I mean, is this all the landscape of, again, we have said it too many times on the podcast. Is this what's going to happen, year in and year out now? There's going to be a constant flux on some of the programs. Kansas isn't there. I don't think Wake Forest is going to do too much to upset Duke, but it's going to be a good game. Wisconsin, Michigan State, that's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to that one. And of course, on Saturday, all eyes are going to be for me on Oregon State and St. Mary's. Oregon State is that dangerous team that could not only put another loss on St. Mary's regular season thing, but they could go in and, depending on how the draws go for the tournament, I would not want to meet them. I would not want to meet Oregon State. I think they're more dangerous. They're kind of like the wounded animal. They're going to fight with everything they've got to survive. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued by the games that I mentioned where we're talking about home teams that aren't ranked. The Kansases, the Vanderbilts, going through here, the Oklahomas, the UConns, the Mississippis, because look, Auburn, Kentucky, that's going to be a fantastic game. But besides maybe a little bit of seeding in conference tournament, maybe even national tournament, there's not a lot on the line. Both those teams are going to be in the tournament. Both teams are probably going to be in the top 4, or a top 4 seed. Again, I'm looking at Missouri. Vanderbilt might not jump out at you, but that's Vanderbilt's, early national championship. That's the game where they're like, we win this one, we can start to get rolling. Everyone is going to be bringing up NC State from last year, whether not everyone, but the teams that are down. And who knows, maybe even Baylor's one of them that says, hey, look, we get to the conference tournament. You never know. But some of these teams, even Oklahoma, good teams that are just trying to find one more little kind of treasure to bring to the selection committee and say, look what I brought you. And whether it's a win against Missouri, and then even for Wake Forest, if they can go into Duke or Durham and get the job done, that would be huge. But I'm really intrigued to see what we get out of the kind of unranked home teams, because again, this is their big opportunity to grab a scalp and have something to present on Selection Sunday, because that's what this is all about right now. This is, for a lot of these teams, it's all about kind of hoarding as much, as I said, treasure as you can to go up to the selection committee and say, this is what I have, rate me accordingly. And that would be a huge opportunity for those teams going forward. But overall, I just think now that March is here, and again, my brain is no longer ingesting, all kinds of film throughout the week, watching football and stuff like that. Now it's an opportunity to get home and get ready. Okay, what's the 4:00 game? What's the 6:00 game? Do we have an 8:00 game? Get that remote into overdrive. Very excited for that. And this Saturday, I think, if the games show are to be believed, I should say, I think we're gonna have a really, really fun Saturday. And it's gonna be a great start to March as we get ready for the madness.